What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got your NFL Week 5 picks and your review of Week 4 while I eat Chili Head Spice Company Cinnamon Carolina Reaper Hard Candy. Why? Because, well, you don't want to just sit here and listen to me blab about football. You want to see me go through heck. Heck, that works. All right, so let's get a few of these rolling here. I don't know why I do this to myself, but it's for your entertainment. So, without any further ado, I'm Matty Ice. It's eating time. So this week's going to go by a little bit quicker. We do have a couple teams that are on their byes, which means they're not playing. So this should go a little bit faster. Just a quick recap before I eat this. Last week was won again by Declan. 14 picks correct out of 16. I mean, ESPN better sign this kid up because holy cow, that's awesome. He's beating the pants off all of us. So congratulations, Declan. I'm gonna get you this week. I just know it. So here we go. Oh. We're gonna have to hurry this up because this is building fast. First up, Chicago at Washington tonight, Thursday night. Chicago's 0-4, and the Washington's 2-2. Washington's 5.5-point favorites. The Bears sent their one of their best I don't even know if it's best, but sent one of their star wide receivers home. And pretty much told him he's not playing there anymore, Chase Claypool. And they actually played better without him there, even though he was kind of one of the better on the team, but he was just toxic. So Chicago couldn't beat the worst defense in the league last week in Denver. And now Chicago has 14 straight losses and currently the number 1 and number 2 overall picks. What a mess. Thank God Minnesota avoided that mess with their GM. And because even though they might take Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr. with number 1 and number 2 overall, they're still going to find a way to screw it up. So, no surprise, we all took Washington for tonight's game. Wow. Oh, this candy's terrible. So hot. Next up, Sunday morning in London, Jacksonville for the second week in a row. But this week, they're the visitors, somehow, versus the Buffalo Bills. The Bills also minus 5.5 from 2 games in a row at 5.5 spread. Jacksonville 2-2, Buffalo 3-1. We all took Buffalo because it's Buffalo. Jacksonville has screwed me way one too many times. You would think that maybe Buffalo would be at a little bit of disadvantage since Jacksonville has been there for 2 weeks in a row. So there's no jet lag. Maybe Josh Allen's got jet lag, but the state of New York has moved the alcohol sales. I don't know what time they start. I didn't look that up, but they're pushing up the when you can buy alcohol in the state so that people can drink it at 7 o'clock in the morning to watch the Buffalo Bills, which you already can here in Iowa. But Von Miller, it's Miller time. Could be back, could be playing this week. And you're going to have Josh Allen versus Josh Allen. One of them's good, plays for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The other one sucks, plays for the Bills. I'm kidding. But the Josh Allen for the Bills says he's not scared of the Josh Allen from the Jacksonville Jaguars, even though he sacked him last year, and he is a formidable stud. But like I said, no surprise, we all took Buffalo. Sunday noon, New Orleans. The first game up is New Orleans at New England. New England's 1.5-point favorites. New Orleans 2-2. New England 1-3. New England earlier this week traded a couple late round picks for the, I don't want to say San Diego Chargers, but the LA Chargers Pro Bowl cornerback J.C. Jackson, who was not He was disgruntled and didn't want to play up there, and thank God Minnesota didn't have to face him, but even though we still lost. Both offenses are terrible with decent defense, so this one's kind of a toss-up, and because it's a toss-up, so were our picks. Myself and Declan took New Orleans, while Andrew and Don took New England. This is just burning my tongue. Yes, the Zero Sugar Fanta is amazing. I hope they keep that around. Tell us what it is and keep it around. Next up, Tennessee at Indianapolis. Both teams are 2-2. Jonathan Taylor could be coming back from his ankle injury. He was on the PUP list. IR, whatever. And the one other good thing going for Tennessee Titans is, okay, yes, they faced Joe Mixon for Cincinnati, who's a decent running back. But at 2-2, they have avoided each team they played, their star running back has been injured. So this will be the first time, if Jonathan Taylor plays, albeit not at 100%, that Tennessee has actually faced a team's best offense. That being said, I didn't even write the spread down here. Wow, I am slipping here. I'm sorry. But myself and Declan took Indianapolis. And no, I'm not copying him so that I can win. You will see later that I did switch some things up there. And Andrew and Bishop Don are taking Tennessee. These just taste terrible. Next up, Baltimore at Pittsburgh. Baltimore 4.5-point favorites. Baltimore 3-1. Tennessee 2. Tennessee. See, I can't even think when I'm like burning like this. Pittsburgh 2-2. Kenny Pickett says he's ready to go for Pittsburgh. You know, they've also screwed me over a few times. You pick them, they lose. You don't, they win. Welcome to the NFL. But Pittsburgh last week was blown out by C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans, so there you go. And because of that, myself, Declan, and Don took Baltimore, and Andrew, the ever-loyal Pittsburgh Steelers fan, sticking by his team, took Pittsburgh Steelers. Good job, Andrew. Next up, Carolina at Detroit. Carolina 0-4. Detroit 3-1. It's no surprise. Detroit is 9-point favorites at home. We all took Detroit, no surprise. And Carolina, even despite having the worst record, will not have a first-round pick because they traded it to Chicago last year to move up to take Bryce Young, number 1 overall. So even if Carolina loses all 16 games, they still will not have a first-round draft pick. I mean, that is... If you trade all them draft picks, it's supposed to be to get better, not get worse. But I'm sweating out of my eyeballs. Detroit's got the number 1 rush defense and have been on 10 days rest since they beat Green Bay last Thursday night. And for Carolina, Bryce Young did not find the end zone versus that vaunted Viking defense. I mean, just Viking defense. Just, got him. Oh, my tongue is just numb. So we all took Detroit. No surprise there. Next up, Houston at Atlanta. Atlanta 1.5-point favorites. Both teams 2-2. Surprisingly, we all took Houston. I think the way after they just completely manhandled the Steelers, we all took Houston. Houston's won their last 2 after starting 0-2. Atlanta lost to Jacksonville last week in London. The team that Houston beat to start their winning streak. Houston's head coach DeMeco Ryan is, I think, maybe he's starting to figure it out a little bit. As a player for Houston, he was 1-3 against Atlanta, with his only win against them coming in 2011. So I don't know what that has to do with anything, but we all took Houston. Next up, New York Giants at Miami. No surprise, Miami's 10.5-point favorites. We all took Miami. Washington's going to be without Saquon Barkley. Daniel Jones, their quarterback, he's terrible. And he can thank his millions and millions of dollars that he's getting from the Giants, he can thank Ed Donatel, Minnesota Vikings defensive coordinator from last season, who played 9 yards off every single play and just let Daniel Jones dissect him. Now that teams aren't doing that, you see that Daniel Jones sucks. And so Daniel Jones, if you see this, you better thank Ed Donatel for your pay raise, because he's the reason you got it. Miami's got the league's best. The league's best passer, Tua Tagovailoa, and their third best receiver. I see Miami just walking all over him. Oh, my tongue. I'm going to speed this up because I'm running out of Fanta here. Next up's your 3 o'clock games, Cincinnati at Arizona. Both teams are 1-3. Cincinnati's 3-point favorites. I don't know what to think about Cincinnati anymore at this point, because it's Joe Burrows. Yes, he's hurt, but Cincinnati's just getting destroyed. They're in panic mode. They're in must-win mode. Arizona is not that good. Josh Dobbs, I give him credit. Josh Dobbs is out there trying. Yes, they beat Dallas, but then they got their brains beat in by San Francisco. Oh, I can't say they got the brains beat in by San Francisco. They got their brains beat in by Christian McCaffrey. That guy is wow. But, God, it's just sweat's just rolling down my face. So Cincinnati, Declan, and Andrew took Cincinnati, while myself and Bishop Don took Atlanta. So here's our first difference. Next up, Philadelphia at the LA Rams. Philadelphia 4-0. LA Rams at 2-2. Philadelphia 4.5-point favorites. We all took Philadelphia, no surprise. As far as the Rams go, their new number 1 wide receiver, well, Cooper Kupp's on the sidelines for now, anyway. Puka Nacua. Need I say more? No. Yeah, maybe I should. Second in the league in receiving behind, you guessed it, Justin Jefferson. Philadelphia are winning because of the tush push. I'm calling it now. They're winning because of the tush push. Philadelphia seems to be the only team in the league that can get a first down or a touchdown using the tush push. And if you're asking what the tush push is, the quarterback lines up, and the running back and fullback usually got one hand on each butt cheek, and they just start pushing. Now the reason why teams are failing, because one person has got a hand on one cheek and then the other guy's missing, and it's just not. You got 2 hands, 2 cheeks, blah 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 blah. So there's one thing you can guarantee with this game. There's 3 things you can guarantee in life: death, taxes, and Philadelphia's going to use the tush push this week and win by more than 4.5. Sinuses. Oh my God. New York Jets, the Denver Broncos. Denver, surprisingly, 2.5-point favorites. Both teams 1-3. The Jets have got to be in panic mode now. Yes, they did show up against Kansas City and give them a run. Zach Wilson played maybe the best game of his career and still lost. Denver beat Chicago. Good job, Broncos. Whoop-de-ding-dong beating Chicago. Prairie High School, you know what? I bet the Iowa Hawkeyes could put up at least 25 points on the Bears. Whoo! I'm out of drink. That being said, myself, Andrew, and Bishop Don took the Jets, and Declan, staying true to his team, took the Broncos. Good luck to you, buddy. Is that all the notes I got on that? The Jets are light years better than Chicago. And light year is a measure of distance, not time or football. But there you have it. Now we're on to the game of the week. Game of the week. Kansas City at Minnesota. There's been no confirmation if Taylor Swift is there, but if she does show up, Minnesota's defense, there's a few players on Minnesota's defense that have assured us that if she is shown multiple times, they're gonna wish they weren't, or wish she weren't. They've got a little something planned for Travis Kelce. My key for Minnesota is don't turn the ball over. Hang on to the damn football. Stop fumbling. Stop throwing interceptions. My God, you can be 4-0 right now if you can quit turning the ball over. There, we're calm. And the Kansas City Swifts are 2-0. The Chiefs are 3-1, but since she started showing up, they're 2-0. Kansas City is 5.5-point favorites at Minnesota, so basically they're 8.5-point favorite. I'm thinking this might be my trap game. I'm sticking with Minnesota. I think might be delusional, but I think it might be the Carolina Reaper candy talking. But I think Minnesota can beat Kansas City at home. I'm the only one. Declan, Andrew, and Bishop Don all took Kansas City. Sunday Night Football, a game I am very interested to see. Dallas at San Francisco. San Francisco 3.5-point favorites at home. Dallas 3-1. San Francisco 4-0. Dallas 3-1 is a little bit construed a little bit. Yes, 3-1 is a good record, but I mean they've faced Daniel Jones, Zach Wilson, Josh Dobbs, and Mac Jones. Not exactly Pro Bowl level, Pro Bowl caliber talent there that they're facing so far. And they got beat by one of the worst ones of the bunch. But one of the big keys to watch for, Christian McCaffrey versus arguably the best defense in football. But without Stephon Diggs back there, I could see Brock Purdy, who's what 10, 11 in a row in the regular season to start his career, whatever, just picking them apart. So myself, Declan, and Andrew took San Francisco, and Bishop Don, staying true to his team, thinks Dallas can win this one. So that's probably the real game of the week, but I'm still sticking with Kansas City, Minnesota. And last but not least, Green Bay at Las Vegas, Monday Night Football. Who the hell cares? They should be able to start flexing Monday Night Football games too, because this one's, Green Bay 1.5-point favorites. Green Bay's 2-2. Las Vegas is 1-3. We all took Green Bay, but this is Las Vegas. Their quarterback Aiden O'Connell's first NFL start, and it's in prime time. This is Green Bay's, and for Green Bay, this is Jordan Love's chance to prove, after a couple good weeks against bad teams and a couple bad weeks against good teams, Las Vegas is bad, but it's prime time for Jordan Love. And as the song goes, Love stinks! Yeah, Love stinks! But we all took Green Bay. So there you have it. There's your Week 4 recap and your Week 5 projections. Come back next week to see how we all did. Declan, I'm coming for you, buddy. I'm going to win this week. So until next time, remember, no heat, no eat.